Welcome back, dear travelers. Tonight, join me on a journey through 3 of my tarot decks. For more information about each deck, please check the description below. Each deck is based on the Waite-Smith design, including the major and minor arcana. The minor arcana comprises of 4 suits: cups, wands, swords, and pentacles. You may notice wands be referred to as staffs or pentacles as coins. The suit of cups represents feelings and emotions, while swords focus on life challenges. The suit of wands surrounds one's imagination and creativity, whereas pentacles concern one's money and potential. Let us begin with the major arcana. The Fool, representing the urge to change, overcomes the fear involved. This card includes symbolism for the soul, passion, and purity, and the threshold of a new phase. The Magician, representing new beginnings, opportunities, and talents. This card includes symbols of eternity, the 4 elements, infinity, and a link between the heavens and the earth. The High Priestess, representing secrets revealed and mysteries uncovered. This card includes symbols of promise, potential, rebirth, innocence, and eternal opposites. The Empress represents creativity, fertility, and relationships. This card symbolizes the union that forms a child, the signs of the zodiac, the planets, the fruitfulness and fertility of the earth. The Emperor represents authority, ambition, and material stability. This card symbolizes worldly authority, power, majesty, the spirit encased in the material world, and the sterility of a world based only on authority and discipline. The Hierophant represents search for spiritual meaning. This card represents the phrase as well as above, so below. Further symbols include the body, mind, and spirit, and the masculine and feminine joined in harmony. The Lovers represent love and choice. This card symbolizes desire, communication, innocence. The Chariot, representing struggle and tension. The card symbolizes desire, aggression, Mars, and tension between 2 opposites. Justice, representing a balanced mind found through logic. This card symbolizes wisdom, love, healing, passion, purpose, perfect balance, and mental communication. Temperance, representing cooperation and sharing. This card symbolizes promise, the union of body, mind, and spirit, and the inner world of feelings. Strength, representing inner courage. This card represents the masculine and feminine energies living together harmoniously. And the Moon, the Hermit, representing patience and prudence. This card represents staying focused on the path ahead, one's inner light and transformation. The Wheel of Fortune, representing changes in fortune. If you notice, one of these cards has a man at the top, which represents I rule, followed by I have ruled. At the bottom, the man at the base representing I am without rule, and just to the left, the rising man saying I will rule. The Hanged Man, representing sacrifice. This card symbolizes the unconscious mind, the 12 signs of the zodiac, purity, love, and healing, and the descent of the higher to the lower. Death represents transformation and change. If you notice on one of the cards, you will see a raven, who is usually seen as a harbinger of death. The Devil, representing power and energy imprisoned. You may notice that the devil isn't flaming one man's desires, while both people pictured are becoming creatures of the devil by growing horns and tails. The chains around their necks are loose, and their hands are unbound, so they are able to free themselves. The Tower represents demolishing the old to make way for the new. This card symbolizes unreconciled opposites and the narrowness of a purely material life. The Star represents hope and inspiration. This card symbolizes immortality, everlasting life, the 5 senses, memory, and truth unveiled. The Moon represents fluctuation and confusion. This card represents the astrological sign of Cancer, the animal side of one's personality, forgetfulness, and the 3 phases of the feminine energy. The Sun represents joy, optimism, and clarity of vision. This card symbolizes clarity of vision, new life, and the need for boundaries. You may notice the straight and wavy rays of the sun, symbolizing both its positive and negative effects. Judgment represents represents resurrection and resolution. This card symbolizes the meeting of opposites at the center point of reconciliation, the mystery of the new self we are about to become. Finally, we have the World, representing achievement, success, and completion. This card holds symbols for Aquarius, Scorpio, attainment, success, Taurus, and Leo. Now we move on to the minor arcana, starting with the elemental suit of water, Cups. The Ace of Cups represents the upsurge of emotions. This card symbolizes a divine gift, emotional development, the five senses, and feelings. The Two of Cups represent friendship. This card symbolizes healing, spirit, desire, wisdom, spiritual love. The Three of Cups represent celebration. This card symbolizes the celebratory aspect of gathering, good cheer, joy, and the feeling world. The Four of Cups. This card symbolizes discontent, blocked or cut off emotions, the presence of positive aspects in one's life, and ignoring the gifts that are offered to oneself. The Five of Cups represents regret and sorrow. This card symbolizes mourning, the way to move on, what still remains intact, hope, unhappiness, and what has been lost. The Six of Cups represents past memories and future dreams. This card symbolizes past wishes, the future, the past, childhood, and innocence and purity. The Seven of Cups represent daydreams. This card symbolizes strength, wealth, success, spirit, true self, security. The Eight of Cups represent regeneration. This card symbolizes that something is ending, no clue of what lies ahead, turning one's back on the past, and that great care has been taken. The Nine of Cups. This card symbolizes that there is nothing to restrict joy at this moment. A love between a couple, an outpouring of emotion, and emotional nourishment. The Ten of Cups represent contentment and a happy home life. This card symbolizes the constant flow of feelings, stability, fertility, and balance. The Page of Cups represents the new beginnings on a feeling level. This card symbolizes the insights received from deep feelings, emotions, and a deep understanding of the inner world. The Knight of Cups represents the lover. This card symbolizes creativity, feelings, the zodiac sign of Pisces, and spirit. The Queen of Cups represents the beloved. This card symbolizes the bridge between the conscious and unconscious mind, water, the vastness of the feeling world, and the depth of feelings. The King of Cups represents one who both loves and fears. This card symbolizes action, feelings that are not reined in, feelings kept in control, and the zodiac sign of Cancer. Next we have the Suit of Wands, representing the element of fire. We begin with the Ace of Wands, representing one's outburst of creativity. This card symbolizes creative vision, promise, and potential, a gift from one's spirit, and the gap between one's idea and its fulfillment. The Two of Wands represents the work is underway. This card symbolizes passivity, the path that is mapped out, fire, and a journey. The Three of Wands represents the completion of the first phase. This card symbolizes that a project is well on its way, ancient wisdom, imagination, and fire. The Four of Wands represents a time to reap rewards. This card symbolizes success, celebration, security, and stability. The Five of Wands represents struggle and frustration. This card symbolizes fire, the creative nature of the aspirations, and the difficulties and blocks that stand in the way of one's imagination. The Six of Wands represents public acclaim and success. This card symbolizes success, victory, a public acknowledgement of achievement, and that achievement can be linked to creativity. The Seven of Wands represents stiff competition. This card symbolizes creative ideas, battling with one's own creativity, and conflict or a struggle of an internal nature. The Eight of Wands represents action and a achievement. This card symbolizes new direction, hopes and wishes, optimism, and creative vision. The Nine of Wands represents inner strength. This card symbolizes an injury to ideas or creative vision, defending one's achievement and showing what has been achieved. The Ten of Wands represents an oppressive burden. This card symbolizes a heavier burden than necessary and a winding and not straightforward path. The Page of Wands represents a messenger bringing creative ideas. This card symbolizes creativity, action, fire. The Knight of Wands represents energy and action. This card symbolizes the warmth of fire, knowledge, fire again, and a search for truth. The Queen of Wands represents generosity and strength. This card symbolizes the zodiac sign of Leo, femininity, one's position in the world, a powerful position, and a commitment to home life. The King of Wands represents a charismatic leader. This card symbolizes a fiery imagination, the zodiac symbol of Aries, and the symbol of fire. Let us now dive into the Suit of Swords representing the element of air. We begin with the Ace of Swords representing the old order changes. This card is a symbol of peace, rational thought, truth. But truth can be double-edged, cutting for good and ill will. This card is also a symbol of victory. The Two of Swords represents tension and anxiety. This card symbolizes the deliberate obscuring of truth, protection from painful feelings, turbulent emotions, hard facts of reality, and that tension is mounting. The Three of Swords represent tension released. This card symbolizes hope, peace, healing, and the heart pierced with sorrow. The Four of Swords represents recuperation and convalescence. This card represents stillness and calmness, and the healing process in motion. The Five of Swords represents accepting the limits of both victory and defeat. You may notice one of the signs including one man being victorious, holding his sword high in triumph, while two other men are hanging their heads in defeat. The Six of Swords represents moving away from strife. This card symbolizes potential, a difficult current situation, and a less challenging time ahead. The Seven of Swords represents a time for tact rather than aggression. This card symbolizes that the situation is not entirely clear. You may notice a man with a surreptitious look, as if leaving without permission. The Eight of Swords represents difficulties in becoming free from restriction. This card symbolizes truth, an opportunity for escape, the inability to see the truth. The Nine of Swords represents unfounded fears and nightmares. This card symbolizes one's fear is not based on external reality, and the conflict between feeling and thinking. The Ten of Swords represents the end of a situation or phase. This card symbolizes slowly bringing back hope from hopelessness, an ending as well as transformation. The Page of Swords represents new beginnings and mental activity. This card symbolizes new beginnings in the thought process and the creative power of the mind. The Knight of Swords represents welcome change that might be disruptive. This card represents extreme speed, the power of air. The Queen of Swords represents suffering with dignity and resignation. This card symbolizes one's potential to rise above one's sorrow, one's single-minded clarity of vision, and the spirit of air. The King of Swords represents an authority figure, firm but fair. This card represents the duality of one's thoughts, taking action, wisdom. Finally, we end with our suit representing Earth, Pentacles. We begin with the Ace of Pentacles, representing a gift or financial opportunity. This card symbolizes nature's bounty, spirit, the freedom to move on, a container, and passion. The Two of Pentacles represents versatility. This card symbolizes fortunes, earth, and fluctuating finances. Three of Pentacles represents initial completion of work. This card represents mental energy, what has already been achieved, what is unfinished, and the work that still needs to be done. The Four of Pentacles represents holding on too tightly. This card represents a miserly nature, one's love of material goods, being emotionally separated from the people of the city beyond, one's fear of being robbed. The Five of Pentacles represents loss of wealth or faith. This card symbolizes material loss and a possible loss of spiritual faith or meaning. The Six of Pentacles represents generosity and charity. This card is a symbol of wealth and stability, fortune being balanced out carefully, earth, and the earth's riches. The Seven of Pentacles represent the need to decide. This card symbolizes earth, what could be achieved if one changes direction, and what has already been achieved. The Eight of Pentacles represents learning new skills. This card symbolizes a place of industry, nature's goodness, and one's intention of getting one's work done right. The Nine of Pentacles represents success and enjoyment. This card represents far-reaching intellect, imagination, stability, security, the riches of the earth, fertility, fecundity, and material success. The Ten of Pentacles represents the passing on of positive traditions. This card symbolizes family tradition, earth, and security and stability being passed down through generations. The Page of Pentacles represents small beginnings. This card symbolizes fertility, fecundity, new beginnings, as well as earth. The Knight of Pentacles represents that progress is slow but steady. This card symbolizes that one is built for work, not speed. It also symbolizes the slow growth and progress from an acorn to a mighty oak. The Queen of Pentacles represents one's love of luxury. This card symbolizes the zodiac sign of Taurus, fertility, beauty and love, and the fruits of the earth. The King of Pentacles represents financial security and stability. This card represents wealth and status, the zodiac sign of Capricorn, and the sweetness of the earth. Thank you for joining me on this journey of 3 of my tarot decks today. I hope they have brought you some knowledge, some information, and maybe a little bit of peace.